Is it 11 million degrees outside today and I'm drinking hot coffee? Yes. What's up, cozy besties? I hope you're all having a fabulous day so far. If you notice that my hair just keeps growing throughout the length of this video, it's because it is humid AF outside, and yeah, we've been trying to tame it all day, and I'm just at the point of where I'm like, yeah, I'm done messing around with it. It is what it is. I'm filming this on Canada Day, so if you are Canadian, happy Canada Day to you, and even if you're not, happy Canada Day to you. And what better way to celebrate than to talk about one of my absolute favorite things on this planet, which are books. If you can see by the title of this video, we're gonna be talking about the most amazing beach reads. Well, like in my opinion. Summer is my absolute favorite time to check off my TBR. I get so much reading done during the summer because I'm all about the beach reads. There's nothing more relaxing than getting to spend time by the lake, on a boat, hanging out on the beach, and reading a wonderful summer book. A lot of the books that I'm gonna be sharing with you in this video are going to be more light, airy, easy to get into, aka romance books, rom-coms, because let's be real, rom-coms slash romances on a beach, like nothing hits quite like it. Am I right? Once we go through the book recs, I'm also going to share with you my summer TBR, books that are high up on my list that I cannot wait to read this summer because there's been some amazing new releases that have recently dropped. And there's also been some books on my TBR that have been there for quite a while, but always screamed summer to me, so I've been saving them for exactly this time. So sit back, relax, and grab yourself a coffee or a cappuccino in my case, and let's talk about some summer books, summer beach reads, so that you can have your best cozy bookish summer. If The Proposal is one of your favorite rom-com movies, then this book is absolutely for you. It is called The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. I read this hilariously witty book last summer and had the best time. All that I can remember is that I read it on the back of a pontoon and I binged this in probably 2 sittings. In this book, we follow the story of Anna and West, and in college, these two decided to get married so that they could qualify for student family housing at UCLA. If I'm getting this correctly, I believe that West forgets to sign the divorce papers and Anna finds out that they're actually still married 3 years later. Around the same time, West finds out that his grandfather has passed away, and in order to get his inheritance, which is like $100 million, he has to be married for at least 5 years. You can kind of see how this complicates some things, especially when Anna didn't really sign up for this past college. One of West's siblings is getting married in Indonesia, and they end up having to go to this wedding together and pretend to be married. It's hilarious. There's so much family drama going on. Anna is just one of the most hilarious characters, and she's just so quick-witted, so confident. And I just thoroughly enjoyed her voice throughout this book. I laughed so many times out loud. There's a little bit of spice in here, but I find that the spice is like actually tasteful in a way where it's definitely got some heat to it, but it wasn't just spice for spice, if that makes any sense. And I think I rated it at the time like 4.5 stars out of 5. And with The Proposal being my absolute favorite rom-com, honestly, of all time, this just gave me all of the Proposal vibes that I could ever want, but make it beachy instead of like Alaskan. Now, everybody knows, at least on my side of booktube and book talk, everybody knows that Emily Henry is the queen of summer reads. Her book titles alone scream summer. Beach read, happy place, with the summery jump in the pool cover, people we meet on vacation. Now, this seems to be a book that a lot of people put pretty low on their Emily Henry list. Like if they had to rank them, this would be maybe like, you know, towards the bottom. For me, this is like number 2 favorite Emily Henry book probably ever. Pretty hard to beat Funny Story at this point because I just absolutely devoured that book. But this one, like I said, a very close second. It has some of my favorite tropes in it, which are childhood best friends to lovers. Yeah, that's my favorite trope. So that's in here, and it's so good. I will eat it up every time. Plus, Netflix is adapting this into a film, and it's coming out this year, so it's the perfect time to get caught up. In this book, we follow Poppy and Alex, who are childhood best friends that do not live in the same city anymore. We've got Poppy, who's based in New York City, and then we've got Alex, who's based in a really small town. And every single year, they get together for a 1-week vacation to just get away and hang out together. But this last trip that they went on, unfortunately, ruined everything, and they haven't talked since. Now, Poppy is organizing one last getaway to try to rekindle their friendship, or is it more more than friendship. I just love the past and present kind of back and forth that we have in the chapters. We get to see what's happening during the current vacation that they're on, while also revisiting their past vacations up to the point to where they are today. And it's everything I could ever want in a beach read. Plus, I mean, the title itself, the cover alone, it was meant to be read on a beach. That's all I'm gonna say. Next, we have one that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, and it definitely deserves more hype, and that is The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. This is one of those grumpy sunshine books where our FMC is sunshine and our MMC is very much grumpy. And we're following the story of Emma and Charlie, and Emma is a screenwriter as well as a hopeless romantic, and she teams up with Charlie to write this rom-com script. As they kind of clash over love stories, you know, Charlie doesn't totally believe in love, or you have Emma who is the hopeless romantic, like I said. Sparks start to fly, the tension is there. It's just such a great book. Catherine Center is just kind of one of those writers for me, like an Emily Henry, where some of the books tend to lean a little bit on the fiction end of things, which I really enjoy. There's more character development and not just like trope city, if you know what I mean. I feel like she really fleshes out her characters really well and really has a lot of depth to her stories. And as a reader, that's just super enjoyable because there's so much more than just the romance, which obviously is the cherry on top. I think it would be the perfect book by the pool, by the beach, adult beverage in hand, the rom-commers in the other. Perfect combo. Now, it wouldn't be a beach read recommendations video without mentioning the queen of beach reads, which is Carly Fortune. One of my favorite authors who just so happens to be Canadian and also writes about a place that is near and dear to my heart, and that is Barry's Bay, which is the backdrop for my favorite book of hers so far, which is Every Summer After. And this location is literally 20 minutes away from my cottage, so reading this book just has a really special place in my heart. And I may or may not be filming a very special video with her newest release, One Golden Summer, that you'll be seeing next week, which I'm super excited about. I won't give too much away, but definitely keep an eye out for that video. But literally anything that this queen writes is incredible. I haven't read Meet Me at the Lake yet. I have heard some mixed reviews on that one, but these two that I have read so far were just so fun. And being Canadian, I just love to read about Canadian places because I don't often see Canada as a backdrop in, you know, books in general. And listen, I love to see it. I love to read about it. And on Canada Day, as I'm filming this, these are just the most perfect Canadian summer reads. What I really love about Carly's writing is that the places she chooses as the backdrop really are like a character in her books. In this summer will be different. We have Prince Edward Island, and I've actually never visited there, but I literally felt like I had after reading this book, like I need to go there. And then, like I said, Every Summer After with Barry's Bay being the background, this really adorable town in the Ottawa Valley, Ontario. It just sucks you right in. And it's really everything you could ever want in a summery read. And to me, this is what my summers feel like. Being on the lake, being on a boat with my family, and childhood memories, childhood friends, hanging out and just doing stuff outdoors. These books feel like my childhood. I don't consider myself a dark romance reader. I have not read a lot of dark romances, though after reading this next one, I definitely want to dip my toes more in this genre because this was really fun. And that is Hexed by Emily McIntyre. I feel like this book was the perfect introduction for me into dark romance because all of Emily McIntyre's books, at least up to this point, have all been dark romances based on classic Disney movies / Disney tales. So as you can see from this cover, this one is inspired by The Little Mermaid, which of course, mermaids equal summer. And what's really fun about them is that they're all mafia romances. I just love finding the references to my all-time favorite Disney movie, which is The Little Mermaid. It's done really well, and honestly, I was kind of expecting it to be maybe a little bit corny or kind of like trying too hard, but honestly, I thought it was really tasteful and obviously not childish at all. It's definitely spicy. I will say that, but I just wasn't sure how it was all gonna work, especially with it being like a mafia dark romance. I'm like, how do we tie Disney to this? Or these stories that, you know and love and you've grown up watching a million times, how is that going to fit into this? But Emily McIntyre just does it so well, and I love how the names kind of reference some of the characters and how some of the storylines definitely have that inspiration. All I can say is that it's just really well done. I mean, the main character is named Vanessa. Love it. In this story, we follow Vanessa and Enzo is actually engaged to marry Vanessa's cousin. So we've got a little forbidden romance in there. Chef's kiss. It's sort of like an arranged marriage between the two big mafia families to kind of reunite and come together. But with this kind of fatal attraction that's going on between Enzo and Vanessa, things get complicated. And it also starts off with Enzo being saved by a mystery woman. He can't remember who it is. You know, you get what I'm saying. It's just really fun, not to be taken too seriously. And even though it might seem like a really long book, it's a really easy book to get into and to get through. And if you're looking for something maybe a little bit darker this summer, then definitely check this one out and check out the rest of her series. I have pretty much all of them on my TBR because they're just so fun and easy to get through. And if you know of any other dark romances that are kind of along this vein, that are, you know, easy to get into and not like too dark, please let me know in the comments below because I'd love anything that's kind of like this because I'm into this. For some reason, summer to me always just feels so nostalgic because I always go home, I spend a lot of time with my family, a lot of time in the places where I grew up, and there's something just so beautiful about that. And that's why I always look forward to summer because I just love having those familiar childhood feelings, especially just spending so much time at my family cottage, like I mentioned. And a book that just really did it for me in that nostalgic sense was Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. Now, anything Kristen Hanna is going to rip your heart out, so be prepared for that. Anytime I read one of her books, I just know I'm gonna be having a tough time at some point, okay? But it's going to be meaningful and it's gonna be beautiful and bittersweet. As you may or may not know, there was a Firefly Lane adaptation slash series on Netflix, and honestly, I wasn't that crazy over it, especially since I read this first, and it is honestly such a huge departure from this book. After I read this book, I went right into the Netflix series, and I was like super confused, honestly, because I was like, that none of this happened in the book, and why are we doing this? So if you have watched it and you didn't enjoy it, please give this book a chance still because it is nothing like that show. Not that it was bad, it just was different, and this hit so much harder. This book basically is about two childhood best friends and following their story into adulthood. It's all about girlhood, female friendships, and the highs and lows, and going after dreams, how life changes, how you grow together, how you grow apart, how you change, but your friend might not, and it's just so relatable. And all the little annotations that I made were just parts that reminded me of my best friend growing up. And I feel like we have one of those really rare friendships where we've been friends since middle school and we've grown together and our friendship has managed to stand the test of time. I also love that the story begins like in the 70s. So there's a lot of music references, a lot of like cultural references, which are just really fun. We've got ABBA songs mentioned, living for it. And then the 80s, the 90s. I just love that it's separated by the decade. It's just a Kristen Hanna book. It's always well done. It's always well written. Her writing isn't complicated. It's not fluffy, but it's so raw and honest. And there's something about her writing that just hits for me. I have to be mentally prepared for it. I know it's going to be devastating at some point, but the payoff is so good and it's always worth it. So Firefly Lane is definitely worth it. It's just an absolutely beautiful story. And that's all I gotta say about it. Now let's talk about my summer TBR because it's about to be lit, okay? I am so excited to read these books this summer. Starting off with one of my most anticipated reads, which is Carly Fortune's One Golden Summer. Now I did mention this a little bit earlier, so I won't get too into it, but basically we're following the story of one of the main characters from Every Summer After, one of the brothers, Charlie, and his love story in this one. So we're heading back to Barry's Bay, aka my cottage country, following him and Alice's love story. It's set at the lake, sunsets, boat rides, so like literally everything I could ever want in a summer romance and set in my backyard. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. I also was recently sent The Love Haters by Catherine Center, and having loved the rom-commers so much, I cannot wait to read this one. I mean, the fact that the two main characters are in cute little colorful tubes on the cover, could it be any more summery? I think not. It's just over 300 pages as well, so it's a nice short and sweet one and perfect to read like on a weekend in one sitting, depending how long you're sitting by the pool. You could probably do it. I have faith in you. Can't wait for this one. I also recently got a copy of Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider sent to me. So huge thank you to Saturday Books for sending this along. I cannot wait to read this. I don't know too much about it other than the fact that it is a fantasy book that is set on a boat or like a pirate ship. I'm not quite sure if there's pirates, but I just know that the world is set on a boat. So lots of beautiful ocean scenes, sailing. It just sounds like the perfect fantasy for summer. Another book that I hope to read, finally, it's been out for so long and everybody's been telling me to read it, and that is Remarkably Bright Creatures. All I know about this story is that a grieving woman befriends a giant octopus at an aquarium, and that a lot of people have cried while reading this. I can't say I've read anything about an octopus before, but if I'm gonna cry, that will be the ultimate test. Because I don't cry at a lot of things, so we'll see. We'll see if an octopus makes me cry. And the tropical cover for me is just the perfect vibe that I'm looking for this summer. You know, ocean setting, cute little octopus. I think it'll be so cute. Well, if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. Hope that you found a couple of books to add to your summer TBR. Please let me know what books you're excited to read this summer, because I'm looking to add ones to my TBR. And don't forget to take some cozy time for you to read, to play some cozy games, and to live your best life. Please like and subscribe. It helps me so much. And be sure to check out my other socials. They'll all be linked down below. We'll see you next week. Bye, Cozy Besties.